Hello, my name is Stanley Scott. I'm with the African American Economic Recovery Think Tank. I'm located in Jacksonville, Florida. I'm reaching out to the African American community, especially African American males. Let me say it again. I'm reaching out to African American males. As many people that I know, they say it often, enough is enough. Enough is enough. This message is directly for African American males. Because I need to ask the question. What the crap are we doing? Let me say it again. What the crap are we doing? We know the history. Some of us, the majority of African Americans today have no idea about their history on the local level. I'm not even talking about the state, the nation, or the world. Very few African American males have no idea what's going on, coming or going. And that's sad. But in my world, most of the time I'm dealing with the leaders, community activists and leaders in the African American community and throughout the city, state, and the country. My main concern at this present time, what the hell is going on with African males? Now I know we have a relationship problem, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about why African American males, some of us, I'm talking about those in community activists and leaders, why are we not building in our community? And I'm not talking about all community. I'm talking about where, at least where the African American are the majority. Well, I think it was Baltimore. It's maybe five places in this country, cities in this country where African Americans are the majority in the city. Why? The question is why? There is no economic development. So other African Americans around the country can see what's going on. Why it's not being highlighted? Yes, we know we have some African Americans that are making good money, but there have always been African Americans going back to slavery in the North, making money. All Africans who came in America or who came to America were not enslaved. Some of them come down through Canada to what we call America. And they was prosperous. Now, there wasn't a large number because we know from research, at the end of slavery, African Americans, we control for the GDP 0.5% or 1%. Let me say it again. 0.5% or 1%. Today, when we talk about the African American GDP in America, we are still at the same location. Yes. Now we look on or see on TV, movie stars or entertainers are making money, and they talk about their houses. Now, for example, let me stop right there. There are African Americans who have homes that worth $50 million. Wow. Let me say that again. The home is worth $50 million. They say. My mentor used to tell me all the time, we are the only people in America. We do all the bad things that Caucasians do, but none of the good things. I think he's right. We're notorious for following Caucasian. And I'm talking about even with the money that some of us, a lot of 5% of us, it's less than that, making money. Because Viola Davis says she's not getting paid for her qualifications. That says a lot. So, in the entertainment business, probably the same. Well, she is in entertainment, but I'm talking about entertainment is for the musical part of it, because we control the music, we just don't own it. Now people just say, "Darn, how can you control it?" Well, we the one do the work. We create it. If you creating it, right? You controlling it. Because you creating it. But you don't own it. Somebody else own it. And why is that still taking place since the last the last 50 years, with all the history out here of a segment of Caucasian have been stealing from the African American community. A small segment, but still, African Americans here at the present time is about $1.7 trillion economy for African Americans. Where there's Dr. Umar said today, we close to about 50 billion African Americans. Look at our condition. I'm talking about holistically. Look at our condition. With the amount of African Americans making money, they're spending the money as consumers. All right. Now there's a few, I would say, sports figures or entertainers making good money. The same old people. You hear about the same people all the time because in the entertainment business, in the sport business, you don't see sports figures. You don't see African Americans. You don't see African Americans highlighting the youth or college students. Why is that? Now, you have a contract. Say you with the NFL, you with the NBA, or whatever you into. I'm talking about African Americans. African Americans. Why are you not going to the colleges, the HBCU? Why you're not going and highlighting African Americans? I'm not talking about just for football, basketball, because African American create stuff. Why you're not supporting them? See, because I'm talking to African Americans who have more money than they need. And it's your money, but in a way it's not your money. There's African Americans who have given their life for you to be where you are today. And for you not giving back at least 10%. Giving back 10% to help other youth come up. And I'm saying youth, we're talking about really, when it comes to talking about youth, I'm gonna start at 21 and younger, for me, as far as I'm concerned. Because most of them, 18, 19, 20, 21, they don't know nothing. Because I see the data. See, a lot of people can talk, but I see the data. I create the data. I research the data. I do it all from top to bottom. I make love to it, the data. That's how deep I'm into the data. A subject matter expert. Not created by no Caucasian or educated by no... Not educated by a Caucasian. That's right, I'm self-taught. I took the time out and read the books. Traveled to the cities. Yes, invested my capital into learning and educating myself. What I'm saying here, African Americans, you have a right to hold your people accountable. Nothing wrong with having a good life, but how much you need? Now I can understand if you got the big money and you have a jet. Nothing wrong with that. But if 10% of that is not going back into the community, into the African American community, we need to hold you responsible. You take it. That's right. If you have a good life and you're not giving 10% back, and 10% don't have to necessarily be money, it could be your time. If you're not giving something back, or if you got 5 or 10 vehicles, because there's some African Americans have high-end cars. I mean, are you riding anybody around to show them different sides of town? Enough is enough, man. I can understand Caucasian and everybody else getting what they have, achieving their goals in America because they are organized. And for African Americans, making the money and not civically and socially engaged in the community. Let me say it again. You're not civically and socially engaged in the community. You worse than the Klan, as far as I'm concerned. And there's other people probably feel the same way too. Because we come down a different road. How we got to, the majority of us, I'm talking about from our ancestors, enslaved ancestors, and for us not to be giving back and controlling our community, I hold the leadership. Whether you're in the entertainment business, whether you're in politics, whether you're faith-based, right? Educator. Because I'm appalled by African American educators. You go and work what y'all call the man and bring nothing back to the community. I ain't talking about physically. You don't have to move into the community, but you bring nothing back. Especially here in Jacksonville, Florida. In Florida, you have quite a few African Americans. Let me say it again. Quite a few African Americans are taking advantage of the nonprofit business. They get the Caucasian, they piece of it, and they get the other piece. And the nonprofit is not the way you grow. Now, nonprofits are needed. But that's not the way you grow a community with just nonprofits. I am not interested in entertaining. Let me say it again. I'm not interested in entertaining the relationship problem. Because one of the pillars of the African American Economic Recovery think tank is rebuilding the family infrastructure. It's simple as that. Rebuilding. The most important word is rebuilding the family infrastructure, which entail 2-parent families. That's what it entails. That doesn't mean single parent families matter. Right? And co-parenting. I'm talking heterosexual. I'm not talking about the what do you call that? LGBTQ. I have much love, respect, and they have a right to live. If that's their lifestyle, I have nothing against that. But it does not trump. Let me say it again. It does not trump heterosexual lifestyle or replace it when we talk about dealing with race. We'll talk about that later. But right now, my main concern here is I'm having a problem. I'm having a problem. And see, let me say this at this time here. Charles White, that's my man. Now, nobody agree with everything somebody say, but Charles White is on point. Cause see, I'm one of them brothers. When I'm not dealing with government, I keep it raw. Yeah, if you come to a meeting, I keep it raw. I don't know how to do it no other kind of way. I'm talking about, especially when there's no children in there, cause I don't play. I don't have no respect for anybody cussing in front of kids and stuff. Yes, disrespecting kids. I don't allow kids to disrespect grown folks. Period. No shape, fashion, or form. But that's another conversation. That's fall under the family infrastructure. There's 4 pillars. There's 4 pillars in the African American Economic Recovery Think Tank. There's 4 pillars. Rebuilding the family infrastructure, number 1. Number 2, Afrocentric education. If we in the majority in a community or city or whatever the case may be, we need to be teaching our kids on our history and then the world history. Our history come first, then the world. Don't get it twisted. That apply to everything here. What we fail to have at the present time is male leadership in the community. Now, there are some people, and we have, let me say this, we have some wealthy African Americans make good money. A few, very few, 1, maybe 2% own their own business. But they're not giving nothing back to the community. It speaks for itself. It ain't something that I come up with. It is what it is. Well, let me say this, especially anywhere where there's a large number of African Americans, we should be controlling the area. That includes addressing those menaces in the community. We need to get rid of men and women who are killing our people, regardless of race. Let me say that again. We need to get rid of African Americans who are menace in the community. That's right. Turn their ass in to the JSO, what we call JSO in Jacksonville Police Office, Jacksonville Sheriff Office. Put they behind in jail. We don't need them in the community causing problems. That's very important. We'll be addressing that later, but right now I want to stay focused on the fact that I'm appalled by African American leadership for the last 50 plus years. We can do better. We can get into STEM technology. I've been in STEM technology 10 years. I don't hear that conversation. There's a few African Americans, I'd say 1 or 2%, got their kids on the high end in the STEM. Something we created mathematics, science. That's right, people. We are the creators of science and mathematics and other things. Like I say, I will be addressing that as time goes by. But right now, I don't call my brother out. Now, I support Dr. Umar Johnson, right, for what he doing. with the school. He keeping it out front is for educating ourselves. So I support him there. I support Charles White. I like for him to keep it raw, tell it like it is. Now that doesn't mean I agree with him, because sometimes he be loose with it. Yes, but I have to respect that. But most of the time he be right on point, cause brother ain't doing nothing as a collective body. And I consider the majority of African American males cowards. You're not doing nothing in your community. You're not doing nothing in your city. You're not doing nothing in your state. Doing nothing with the government. I'm talking about up there in D.C. Now I hear African American women are doing something, but there's a lot they don't understand. There's a lot they don't know. I'm talking about African American women. And let me correct something too. Because you have specialized knowledge in a field, don't mean that you know everything. You are not holistic. You're not holistic in all subjects. They call that specialized knowledge. So often you hear African Americans say, I got a PhD, I got this, in what field? Most of them are not making money. African Americans, male and female. Now we have some talking about, well, I'm making money. Well, they talking anywhere $50 to $60, well, I say $50 to $80,000. Depends on where they working and what part of the country and all that. And there's few make a little bit more. But the point is, as a collective body, with the resources that we have, what do we have? What do we have? Think about it. Like I say, I'm not going to take much time here. But let me close on this part. In the African American community, a lot of these nonprofits are having what they call them 1 hour meetings. What can they do in an hour? With all the pathology we have in our community, what are they doing? They not achieving nothing, because most of the time they talking about their accolades and all that. Yes. In the friendship, they're not. When it comes to us addressing the issues in our community, we need at least 4 hours to have a real discussion, put together a strategy, put a timeline, measurements, and end game. We're not talking about that. We just make up a list and say, well, this is what we need to do. We got 10 to 20 things on the list. And then if you go down the list, you'll see a lot of them crossing each other. It's the same thing, it's just different words. There's really only 4 pillars. As I say, with the African American think tank. Rebuilding the family infrastructure in the African American community. Afrocentric education, the arts, history, and STEM technology. Number 4, preventable health. Yaki. I think I got it right. I got that little bit of Gullah Geechee in me, but Yaki, that's who I listen to on YouTube all the darn time, and he have helped me take care of myself. Yes. Right, got all that mess in me and helped me remove it from my body. I was carrying around about almost 60 pounds. Right now I weigh about 160 pounds. I'm 5'9". And it feel good and look good. Anybody can do that. You got one of the most simple things before we move on. One of the most simple things is get a smaller plate. Get rid of that big old plate. You don't have to eat all day long, cause we obese people. That's another conversation, but that's under what? Preventable health. Things we could do right in your own home. Not going to the doctor. Going to the doctor, them co-pays and all that stuff, or time that you have to put in there, it costs you. It's a price for everything in life. Everything in life comes with a price. Everything. But in closing, we need to have a discussion, fellas. And I ain't talking about no 1 hour discussion. We need to be able to sit down. Sit down. If you're not willing to put the time in for your family, community, and your country, well, you just need to just go ahead on and die, as far as I'm concerned. Because what you good for? I mean, what you good for? I'm talking about the fellas. What you good for, man? What you bring to the table? I don't want to talk about no woman. It's good to have a nice vehicle, but I'm not interested in that. I don't have plenty of them. I've been driving a sports car. Really, I could have been driving Porsches my entire life. But I selected the Nissan Z car, the little two-seater. I've been driving. Been with them folks 40 years. I bought the car because it's most cost effective. And it runs just as fast, depends on what type of vehicle it is, as a Porsche. Yes. So, in closing, so why I need the fastest car in the world? I mean, spend the most money for the fast to have speed. Right? I'm saying that for a reason. Because African American, we are some stupid people. We ignorant. You can have some of the finer things in life and not throw your money away. So let me back up a little bit, because the main point here, I got a problem with the brothers. In Jacksonville, we had the 100 black men. They bougie. Now look the word up, bougie. Yeah, bougie been around a long time, see. But during Jim Crow, we all stayed in the same community, especially in the South. You had doctors and lawyers. We still had doctors and lawyers, but they had their little area of town, and they had their nice homes and all that. I come up in the middle class. Yeah, that's during Jim Crow. But now that 13, 14, 15 Amendment, Civil Rights era, the bougie Negroes have moved with the Caucasian. Now the Caucasian don't want them, but that's the law. Yeah, the law makes that possible. The point I'm making here, the problem, number one problem when we talk about the foundation of the African American community is the male leadership. Let me say it again. Every nationality have male leadership except African Americans. Why that? Think about that. Every nationality in America have male leadership except African Americans. That's something to think about. Once again, my name is Stanley Scott. I'm with the African American Economic Recovery Think Tank in Jacksonville, Florida. If you want to reach out and holler, use the @ AAERTT, or just put the AAERTT and Google it. And all the information come up. Feel free to reach out. But the most important thing we need to realize, we need African American male leadership that who are civilly and socially engaged. Because I know we like to dance, because I love to dance, with my baby. I like to get up on my baby on the dance floor. And her be up under my arm. Backing that thing up. There's a time and place for everything. I'm talking about in whether you're in a home or in a club and y'all backing it up is all good. But I ain't talking about all that in the street. Got you showing your ass. I'm talking about, well, that's another conversation that the sisters need to have, not the men. We need to have that conversation with the sisters. Ain't nothing wrong having that nice body and all that, but don't put your body first. Put your mind first. Let your mind speak for you. But the thing here, the fellas, as I say, I have a problem with the 100 black men in Jacksonville, Florida. I'm not saying they all the same, but as a collective body, they're not doing it. Because they, like I say, they bougie, and they only concerned about the kids, the children, in their block, in their circle. Now, right now, what I want to say to the male leadership, listen to Dr. Umar. Very bright brother. Very bright brother. And he loves his people too. So I respect him. Also, there's Charles White. That's right. He bring it up. He bring it raw from the bottom up. I got plenty of love for him too, and respect him too. Yes, we also have Roland Martin. Now I know too many often we be falling out with each other about stuff that won't make sense because we disagree. You ain't a man if you gonna fall out with a man. Now if a man messing with your money, putting his hand on your money, or messing with your family, that's a whole different ball game. Take his ass out. Let me say it again. Take his ass out. If you disrespecting a man's family, and when I say disrespecting a man's family, I'm talking putting your hands on him. Yeah, putting your hands on him. I'm not talking about only putting your hands on him. Or you, man messing with your money, physically taking your money. I don't need to say no more. You have to do what you gotta do. Because like I say, I have no love for menaces in the community, male or female, but that's another conversation. Right now, I have a problem with the 100 black men in Jacksonville, Florida. Most of them work for government or nonprofit. They are not engaged in the community. I'm talking about the brothers, the young brothers need your time. Not your money, but your time. That intellectual capital that you have. And you don't have to live in that community. But you should be visiting that community and be engaged. And we should be able to come together. I'm talking about the African American males should be to come together once a year with agenda. Especially when it comes to business. We should have one agenda that we are working on. We got other pillars, but when it comes to collective economics, we should have an agenda. If we only put our resources in one city and build it up, let's do that. That's right. Bring your intellectual capital, bring your skills, bring your money, because like I say, there's a few brother out here that can stroke a check. I'm talking about $10,000, $15,000. Yeah, some of them, if you do it right, you can write it off on your check. on your taxes. Sorry about that, on your taxes. But like I said before, I'm holding the brother responsible for the pathology that we have in our community. And I'm talking about especially the ones who are making $1 million plus. And you can't give 10% back to the community. You're not going, checking on Dr. Umar, see what he's doing with the school over there, and come back and let us know if he for real. As far as I'm concerned, he for real. Prove me wrong. Right? We got the educator too, Steve Perry. No, see, I may be wrong. Steve Perry, I think that's his name. Check him out too. We have others. It's coming to me. Cause we have a top brother who is a billionaire. He deal with finance. And he's the richest African American in the United States. And I'm disappointed at this point that I can't call because I'm calling the name. Oh man, I can't believe it. But I know y'all work on that. Y'all do the research, and I have it probably by the time I end this, probably come right to me. Is it Charles? No, not Charles. It's Charles. It's Charles. No, I know it's not Charles White. Help me out. But anyway, we have about 10 good brothers that you need to check out. I'm going to come up with the list. The list, I know what the list is. I need to get organized. And then I will start sending it around here. And I'm asking you to check these folks out. I'm talking about brothers who are alive. Because we've been talking about African history, and most people call it Black history, but I'm talking about on a global level here, especially in America. There are African Americans who are doing good things right now. The problem is we're not organized. We don't have an agenda. But the point here at this present time is we do have at least 10 African American brothers that doing good work. Yeah, doing great work. And they're not in the entertainment field. Let me say that. It's not in the entertainment field. But in closing, nothing wrong with entertainment. We're good at that. Well, tell the truth, we good at anything we put our mind to. But the point here, let's master the entertainment. Let's get them contracts right. Get people paid. Yeah, get an African American paid, and then you come back and hire the African American. Do just like the Chinese. They don't hire African Americans. The Chinese, the Hispanics, I don't hear the Hispanics hiring African Americans. I don't know. You don't really get the Caucasian to the needles. Cause they just say we the first five and the last hide. And the reason for that because we don't have our own. With the amount of money we're spending. So it ain't about the money, it's a leadership problem. Male leadership. African American males are cowards. It is what it is. And I'm not just talking about physically, I'm talking about we cowards in business. Something we can't control. But we won't put our 2 cents together. You saying 10 brothers can't come together with $1,000? I'm just talking about $1,000. 10 brothers can't come together and we buy a building. You know, put the down payment on it. That's just something to think about. Because that's something we can do. And then we can have our meetings in the building. and stay in there all night if we need to. Because sometimes with the thing that we have to do with all the pathologists in our community, we need to have real discussions, right? Then we need to come with an end game, right? You can't do that in no hour. You can't do it in 2 hours if you're serious. So, once again, my name is Stanley Scott. I'm with the African American Economic Recovery Think Tank. You want to reach out to me, Google or Microsoft or whatever browser you use, put AAERTT in there or on your phone. We'll come up with phone numbers and everything you need to reach out. But the information is out there. Yeah, we have a website. You can see the 4 pillars. And feel free to reach out. Let's work together. Because of technology today, we don't have to be in the same area. You could be in California. Yeah, I love California. I don't never want to live there, but I love California. But I love Houston too. Houston, my favorite city. Yes, sir. Yeah, I miss the Galleria. But at the present time, it's time for brother to stand up. If brothers stand up, the sisters will stand up. Because they ready. They need some leadership. And I don't see enough leadership to help them out. Yes. Once again, Stanley Scott with the African American Economic Recovery Think Tank. Send out much love to my people around the world. Thank you.